Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I was not able to get another video out to you last week. My kids finished up school, yay, and I thought, oh, this is great. You know, I'll have so much more time to film. I won't have to be going to like cut my day in half by going to pick up my son from school and, you know, waiting in the parking lot for a half hour and then, you know, homework and grocery shopping and dinners and soccer practice and all that stuff. So I thought I would have more time, but the struggle becomes with, well, first of all, I just got so lazy last week. I just was like, every time I thought to go film, I was like, oh, do I really want to put makeup on today? You know, it's the first day of summer break. Maybe I don't really want to get all dolled up to do a video. So I just kind of procrastinated a bit. And then today, you know, the struggle becomes, you know, the kids just being noisy in the house and the dog barking, and that I had before. But, you know, it just, yeah, a lot of stuff can deter you. Let's just say that. But I really want to, even if I have to do a couple videos a day, like just take one day and just film a bunch and then kind of put them out, maybe that's what I'll do, because I really want to stay committed and put out good videos that you all enjoy, because, you know, looking back on my videos, I feel like I'm not doing exactly what I want to be doing, which is sharing more of my like knowledge with you guys. I mean, people are always asking me my opinions on products and things like that, so I'm doing like the reviews, but I still feel like there's a lot I want to share with you that I'm just not getting across. So I'm going to try to kind of really focus some more and try to make videos that you know, my girlfriends want to know, the women in my family want to know, the questions that they're always asking me. What's the best palette? What's the best foundation? What's the best this? What's the best this? I want to like basically answer those questions for you. So another thing, and I promise I know everybody hates like all the talking in the beginning of a video, but I just want to ask you if you would be interested in vlogs at all. I'm going to be taking a trip to Newport Beach, and then following that I'm going to be taking a trip to the other coast and going to New York City and Hamptons, and so I just thought maybe that would be something interesting that you'd want to see. I mean, obviously, you know, I wouldn't like do a whole vlog channel. I mean, just these couple trips that I'm taking. If anybody's interested in seeing that, because I'm probably gonna, now that I have this nice camera to record, I'm probably gonna record anyway. Whether or not I put it on the internet is another question. So you let me know in the comments or message me or however you want to get in touch with me. So today's video, I'm sorry for that long-winded intro, is I thought I would go over, oh my gosh, it's so heavy, my palette collection, I guess, and pick out for you some of my favorites. Like, I'll give you my thoughts on all of them, or as many as I can. Can't tilt it over because it'll all, well, here, wait, let's do this. Let's take some off the top and see if I can kind of show you how I have them organized in here, like flat ones, and this actually isn't it. This isn't all that I have. I couldn't find, I looked all over and it's so frustrating when you can't find things. I was looking all over for my Tartelette palette, couldn't find that one. I don't even know if my Kat Von D, oh yeah, the Kat Von D Shade and Light is in here, but I use the Tartelette all the time and I just cannot find it. I went down in my basement where I film sometimes, see if it was there. I looked under the bed. I looked everywhere, like in suitcases, at my kit. It's not in my kit because I just keep, you know, those types of things separately, and where the heck did it go? It's so frustrating. Anyway, let's get to, I'm gonna go through the box and just kind of, the ones I didn't include were like my MAC palettes, like my custom palettes. So let me start by going through some of my favorite ones. Let's do it that way. And I want to include some high end and some low end. So for every budget, there's going to be something that you will hopefully enjoy or maybe want to try. One of the first ones is the Nudes from Maybelline, not to be confused with the blushed Nudes. This is the regular Nudes, and it's from Maybelline. I think I already said that. And these are the colors, if I could open it. Where are you? Lots of neutrals, shimmering browns, bronzes, a nice matte black. I really enjoy this palette. One of the main reasons is because it's cheap. The second reason is because it's so small and travel friendly. You can take this like in the smallest like bag that you would possibly have. The colors are great. I'm not gonna go so in depth into each palette because if I start swatching and everything, the video is gonna be like an hour and a half long. So, but just so you know, this is one of my favorite palettes. I think the pigments are good. For the price, it really can't be beat. I was not, however, as impressed with the blushed nudes. I felt like the pigments in these were not as nice. The color ranges were almost too light across the board. I like to have a palette that's gonna have some darker shades because I want it to be able to do everything. I want it to do like a nice afternoon or just shopping daytime look, but I also want to be able to go into a nighttime look with, you know, a darker brown or a darker black. And the difference between this, and a lot of people were saying, oh, this is a dupe with the Naked 3 palette, but other than the packaging is pink and there's some pinky shades, it's not a dupe. It's not a dupe because maybe like at least four here will duplicate 4 in here, but the pigment of these is so much better. And you've also got those dark, excuse me, darker shades like I was talking about. You gotta have these, you know, I like a palette to have, oh, I just dug my nail into that strange shade. Oh, I just blew on the palette. I never do that, but this is mine, so I guess I could blow on it. Meaning it's not something that I use on other people, so. Anyway, these are the 5 darker colors, and that's what I mean by saying it has to be a complete, for me it has to be a complete palette. It has to have your daytime looks, it has to have your nighttime looks, it has to have your shimmers, it has to have your matte, for it to be really like a favorite of mine, especially for travel. So the other ones I have are also the original Naked. Mine is so old. I honestly got this when it launched, I don't even know how many years ago now. But I have one in my kit that's, you know, definitely more used than this one because personally I just bounce around from kit to kit. I have no allegiance to any kit specifically or any brand. This is the Urban Decay Naked 2. And so one of the things that people always ask is, you know, I have this coloring, which Naked palette should I get? You know, people with my coloring, blonde hair, blue eyes, which one should I get? I personally would say, that question is so hard for me because I feel like you should have them all, but, and Urban Decay should love me for saying that, but I would probably say Naked 2. I just love Naked 2 because I can feel like everybody can do a traditional smoky eye with this, and you can also, you know, you've got Snakebite, which has some of your browner tones, and you know, if you can still incorporate you can't do like a super warm smoky eye, so if you're somebody that likes, my gosh, I should probably grab some water. Pause this and grab some water. The Naked one is probably your other, what I would say to somebody is, do you have to absolutely need to do a warm eye, have to have the ability to do a warm eye, then get Naked one. If you are not somebody who uses a lot of warm shades but wants to have a couple maybe more golden tones, like Half Baked is a gorgeous gold, then I would say Naked 2. So I'm always, like I said, always indecisive when people ask me that question, but I definitely always tell people just go check them out yourself, and I think Naked 1 is always a good place to start, but my personal favorite is probably Naked 2. But if we're talking about favorite palettes like of all time, and I'm gonna rank them down below, like I'm gonna put the 5 of my favorites and then the rest of them that I mentioned also. So this one I did do a full review on, and I think I did a tutorial as well. It's the La Palette Nude 2. This is the bomb. I love this palette. It is matte. It is, you know, some of the colors, I wouldn't say they're like matte, but they're not shimmery either. It's kind of like they're satin matte, and they are just so beautiful. The color selection is great. And so that's definitely a favorite. Okay, let's move. Okay, so what's next? Next is going to be the Lorac Unzipped palette. To be honest, I mean, I really like this palette, but I don't reach for it that much. I don't know why. I just kind of feel like, I don't know. I don't know why I don't reach for it that much. I do love some of these matte browns, but I think when you have so many palettes, you get to the point where you're duplicating so many shades that you reach for the palette that has all the colors, like I mentioned earlier, that you can do a complete look with. Like this, I can do a complete look with it, but it's almost, I don't know, it's almost like a weird combination for my skin, if that makes any sense. It's like when I put it on, I don't really feel like they're the best colors for me, even though I do well in like warm, like blue eyes do really, really well in warm browns, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't hate it, but I don't like it. To me, it's not like a must. Now the Unzipped Gold, I would buy if I didn't already have all these palettes, because that one seems like more up my alley. I guess it's all these like pinky shades. It's the same reason I don't reach for the Naked 3 as much. It's just too many pinky shades, I think. So that's that. Another one of my favorite like all around palettes is gonna be my, so I'll put this down in my top 5, is the Lorac Pro. Excuse the way mine looks. It looks as old as it is, and oh my God, this is embarrassing. Can't believe I'm gonna show you this, but this shows how loved it is. Look at this. Yikes, that is bad, that is awful, I'm so embarrassed. Broken mirror, just a mess. I mean, part of it's not my fault because the packaging is like this, that kind of like weird, you know, dirt and makeup clings to it. But this is another one of my top 3 must-haves, because this is, again, meets my requirements, having a combination of matte and shimmer, have a combination of daytime looks and nighttime looks, warm and cool. You can do everything with this. I honestly think that this is just, it's just one of the better palettes that has ever been made. And I actually did a review of this, my very first video that I ever put up on YouTube, probably like, what was it, almost 3 years ago now? I mean, because I didn't start this channel like fully until like last September or October, I think, maybe October. But I did try to do a video a couple of years ago, and I think I still have it up. I can maybe link it, but it's also an embarrassing video. I used my iPad to film it, and this is what I reviewed, this palette, and I still love it. And yes, this is the same one from a couple years ago. So I love that one so much, I went and I bought Lorac Pro 2, of course. These colors are a little bit different. They've got some of your bolder shades, meaning like, you know, your bright navy and plum, and it's got some more like cool, and again, those pinky tones to it, but I still think it's a great palette. I love the jade. Like if you want to have like, if you're somebody who actually likes color in your makeup and you want a pro palette, then do this one. This one is really, not that, wait a second, let's put the two side by side, shall we? Here's 1 and 2. Yeah, it's, I guess just, again, for me personally, I just love having that matte white. I love having they both have a matte black, the deep purple, oh gosh, I really do love them both. But I just think the easy answer would be, if somebody says which one should I get, I'd probably still go with Lorac Pro 1. I have both of those. So let's see, I did my Maybelline, my L'Oreal, my Lorac. Another favorite is going to be this one. They also reviewed the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye, because this just has, as I mentioned in my review, great texture, every color you would need, great price, just something that's good for the everyday woman, especially those of you who might be like 40 plus or even 50 plus, 60 plus, that want just an all matte palette. That one is great. So that would be 4, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then finally, my last favorite is something I just recently got. And I mentioned to you guys when I took the job with freelancing for Stila that I wasn't gonna just shove Stila down your throats and tell you everything was amazing. I was gonna only tell you the products that I really thought were standout, that I just like surprised me, like that I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And I have found a couple, one that's definitely going in my favorites. Actually, both of these might go in my favorites, both of those things. One I'm not gonna talk about right now because it's not a palette, and this is a palette video, but this is, oh, I love this palette. This is the Soul palette from their Eyes Are the Window to the Soul. I've only had this for about a week, but I've been wearing it daily, almost daily. Like when I work, for sure, I try to, you know, I might add in some other colors from a different brand just because I just can't help myself when I'm doing my makeup. But like my other video that I recently did, my May favorites, this is the palette I was wearing. It is amazing. It has a nice combination a matte and shimmer. Again, meets my requirements. Warm smoky eye, cold smoky eye, nice matte shade, nice black shade, big mirror. I love every single color in here. I think you can do a great, you can do a cut crease. You can do, this kitten color is amazing for the inner corner of the eye, cheekbone highlight. 49 bucks. I think it's a good price, pretty packaging. So that's gonna round out my top 5. But I do have more palettes to go through, hopefully pretty quickly. I have all of the Anastasia palettes. I have Lavish. I have the Tamanna, which I really like. I have the Artist palette, which is new. Gosh, I feel like I'm going in and out of focus here. Again. This time I decided to put my ring light like behind the camera. I don't know if that was such a genius idea instead of in front, because so now I can reach to focus better. Oh Lord, please tell me I'm in focus. So that's the Artist palette, and then I have the Amrezy palette. And you can make your own now. Like if you can't, these aren't available anymore, but all these colors are. So you can make your own Anastasia palette using these colors. And I would say, if anybody's curious, what my favorite of all the palettes that Anastasia has done is probably, I'm gonna say the Catwalk palette, but it's over where I was doing my makeup because I used it. So just a sec. So the Catwalk palette. This is the Catwalk palette. I just looked on my phone to look online to see if it was still available for sale, and right off the bat I didn't see any, unfortunately, but they might still be available, maybe even on eBay, or but just as far as all the palettes that I've kind of just obviously hoarded all of her palettes, this one is my favorite. Let's see, I have my my Lime Crime Venus palette. So I was using, I had just recently gotten this, and I love, I don't know, I love just, you know, if you follow me at all like on Instagram or my videos, I don't really do like really bold eyes, but I have a couple pictures from months ago where I did use this, and I used like the Muse color. I went like really bold, and these colors make blue eyes look amazing. But then all the crap happened with Lime Crime and their security breach, and everybody was like, I'm not using Lime Crime anymore, and the way that the owner was treating people, and so that was really bad. So on the one hand I was like, you know, maybe it isn't their fault that they had the security breach, you know, it happens to Target, it happened to Neiman Marcus, but then on the other hand, the way that the owner handled it, you know, hearing these things from people, I don't really want to, you know, support somebody who doesn't treat their paying customers well. So I don't know, I haven't kind of seen what the status is. I know a lot of YouTubers were saying they were no longer going to use Lime Crime, but I have this, I use it, I like it. I'm not saying I would buy any more from Lime Crime, but there's that. Okay, I have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. I have not purchased the semi-sweet because I just feel like, you know, sometimes it appears that I buy every palette. I admit, it appears that I buy every single one, and usually I eventually do, but I'm trying to be good and not buy everything. So we already went to the Urban Decays. I have my Nude Tude and my Nude Dude from the Balm, which I love, but I say I love, but you know what? I don't really reach for them that much. So I'm trying to be like honest with you here, like which ones that I personally actually do reach for, even though I have them. Then I have this Smashbox Full Exposure. Again, looking at it, I'm like, oh, you know, I bought it because, oh, great. And I actually, when I've worn it, my makeup's come out great. I love these. These are better used with your finger than if you just try to use a brush. They don't really have much pigment, but your finger, they give beautiful shimmer. So this is a nice palette, but again, honestly, don't reach for it as much as I probably should. But really, if somebody said, you know, would you recommend the Full Exposure palette? I'd probably say yeah, but I'd probably say, you know, how many palettes do you have? What other ones do you have? And then by them telling me what other palettes they have, I can say, well, is it really necessary, or is it going to be redundant if you're not a crazy makeup lunatic like I am? So I have in here, I have my Coastal Scents Revealed. Very nice palette, good budget item, not bad at all. Really like the colors in that. This one is more, I would say, of a dupe for your Naked 3 palette than the Blush Nudes is. My personal opinion again. And then I have some of the Too Faced, like this is the Natural Eye. And I do reach for these. Some of the ones I don't reach for, just to go over again, are like my Balm palettes. I have the Nude Dude. I reach for the chocolate bar quite a bit. Naked Basics. You know, it's a good palette, and it's definitely, again, if you don't, if you're not into like crazy makeup looks and you're not into having a lot of different palettes or products, this one is nice. I just get a lot of fallout with this, especially the black. Like, oh, I mean, just a mess. The black has a lot of fallout in my opinion. So it's a cute little palette. It's not a must-have for me, that's for sure. You can even, I'm starting to get black all from my fingers just from touching. Every palette I own, I actually do like. There's not a palette that I just think is garbage, because those I either give away or I've had a blog sale or something like that. And again, this does not include like my MAC custom palettes that I've made myself. This is just palettes that I went out and purchased. Nothing was given to me for free. I have this Bobbi Brown one too. Oh, I have this. Oh, this is the Natural Eye palette. So bottom line, after all this rambling, you probably want to know, okay, narrow it down for me. Well, I gave you my top 5. So those definitely pick and choose from those top 5, you know, what you will. I just think that any one of those 5 is going to get you started. 2 of those 5 would be ideal. One that has, you know, just try to get a variety of colors that work for you. So 2 palettes is really all you need. As far as the Naked palettes go, we covered that it depends on your coloring and, you know, warm tones, cool tones, what you like. And yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show you my collection, give you a little advice maybe to help you narrow it down. I hope I did that. I hope I wasn't just like talking all over the place, which I feel like maybe I did, but hopefully you got some sort of help from this video, which is all I'm really aiming to do, is to help you make your decisions, because every time I'm at work, I am constantly hearing from women and men, and just, I don't know what to use. There's so many choices. Help me, which one, you know, I'm looking for a good palette. And I actually heard that probably like 3 times yesterday. So Saturday when I was working. So that's it. As always, please thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you have not already, and I want to say one more thing. I am working on my very first collaboration. I am so excited. That is going to come at the end of next week. I'm going to be putting that up, and I just want to say that this person, I'm not going to say who it is just yet, but if you are a subscriber of mine and are not a subscriber of hers, you need to subscribe to her, because she is, not only is her makeup skills like just amazing, and she's also a makeup artist, not just somebody who puts makeup only on herself. She, in her video, she puts them on herself, but she is like me. She actually goes, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that scared the crap out of me. That was my dog. Oh my God, literally gave me a heart attack. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so that collab. Oh my God. Anyway, look for that next week. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.